6'4" junior from Hanover, Jamaica, number 7, Rashad Buchanan. A 6'4" senior from Fayetteville, Georgia, number 23, Matthew Sherry. A 5'10" senior from Porto Alegre, Brazil, number 5, Rafi Faria. 6'3" freshman from Burlington, Ontario, Canada, number 6, Cole Davison. 5'7" sophomore from Danielsville, Georgia, number 14, Adam Jackson. A 6'1" junior from Charleston, South Carolina, number 17, Kellen O'Hara. 5'9" junior from Norcross, Georgia, number 19, Devin Moat. A 6'2" junior from Lawrenceville, Georgia, number 22, Sean McKeever. 6'1" junior from Green Island, Jamaica, number 24, Raheem Alcock. A 6-foot junior from Atlanta, Georgia, number 27, Josh Mackey. And a 5'10" freshman from Perth, Western Australia, number 28, Sebastian Da Silva. The head coach of your Hurricanes in his first season is Eric Crawford. Assistant coach, Eric Shepard. Now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would ask that you please rise and join both schools here this evening as we honor America through the playing of our national anthem.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are looking live at Hurricane Field, Peach Belt Conference men's soccer action tonight. The visiting Mountain Lions from Young Harris College taking on the Georgia Southwestern State University Hurricanes. Thanks for tuning in tonight's broadcast on our YouTube channel, GSW Athletics. GSW Athletics is how you found us. Make sure you subscribe to our channel if you're not one of our 926 subscribers. Thank you to each and every one of them for being a part of the SSN Surge Sports Network. Again, the home and hub of that being right here on YouTube at GSW Athletics. 6-3 record. Early attempt at a strike for the Mountain Lions. Pops up in the air. Rolls up the feet and into the hands of the goalkeeper, Matthew Sherry, for the Hurricanes. Georgia Southwestern clad in all white. They're all white Adidas kits from head to toe tonight. The Mountain Lions sporting, of course, the purple tops. White shorts, purple socks. Coming in again tonight. 6-3 overall. Both teams looking for win number one in the Peach Belt Conference portion of their schedule. 0-1. Just getting underway. Here are the two sides in weekend battle. Inside the 18, a nice drop off. Here's the kick, and just to the left of the pipe. Let's get our scoreboard up and running for you here. There we go. Follow the action. Don't forget, fans, if you like to have those stats and that information in front of you, you're a numbers person, there is a link in the description of today's broadcast here on YouTube. Just expand that link, and then you can find the expand the description, shall I say, and then you'll have a link to our live stats feed in there as well. So you can pull that up in another browser, follow along your favorite player, your favorite team. On the attack now, the Mountain Lions, as he gets around our broadcast post. Nice feet aside. Good attempt by the Mountain Lions, but nice attack. This is a team that comes in one of the best in the country in Division II in offensive efficiency and offensive pressure. We'll show you some stats on both teams as we come in and get things rolling along here. Matthew Sherry, the GSW keeper, about to unleash the goal kick, and we're back in action. Oh. We'll run down the starting 11 for both schools that you just joining us or didn't have a chance. Actually, we muted at the beginning because what's going on here? We're having a little trouble with the internet. All right, I think we're all right. If we get a little hiccup in our broadcast, don't be alarmed. Sometimes our wireless stream will cut out on us, thanks to our good folks at Verizon, and I can't seem to find a reason why or an explanation online, but sometimes our Verizon card will just periodically cut out. And so if for some reason our video broadcast does take a break, don't be alarmed. You should pop back up in your screen if we go off the air at all, and if we do go for an extended period of time, you may just have to refresh your browser and pull it back up again to regain the action. Young Harris again on the attack. Again, the Mountain Lions, as you can see on the message center on our board, 6-3 overall, 0-1 in Peach Belt. Shot cleared away. Going to be a lot of defensive work for the Hurricanes tonight to keep the Mountain Lions in check. We've got all kinds of stats and information to get your way throughout tonight's broadcast, but let's run down the starting 11 first for the visiting Mountain Lions. We'll just get you with the last name and number. Rattle that off for you really quick. Starting off between the pipes will be number 1, Iglesias. Joining him on the pitch tonight, number 3, Trouillet. Number 4, Vanderplom. Number 6, Fisher. Number 7, Tucker. Number 9, Andreasen. Number 10, Kirchhoff. Number 11, Gesvend. Number 14, Jimenez. Number 19, Olsen. Number 20, Mills. Those are the starters for the Mountain Lions numerically tonight. Here for head coach Mark McKeever. We'll get you your starting 11 for the Georgia Southwestern here, and the kind of a small lull, if it presents itself, a small lull in the action. Sherry to the side. What do we got? We got a corner. Oh, goal kick coming up. Good chance to introduce you to the Hurricanes starting 11 really quick. We'll do it numerically for the Canes as well. Senior number 5, Rafael Faria. Joining him, freshman number 6, Cole Davison. Junior number 7, Rashad Buchanan. Sophomore number 14, Adam Jackson. Junior number 17, Kellen O'Hara. Speaking of number 19, there he is, junior on the attack there momentarily for the Canes, number 19, Devin Moak. Junior number 22, Sean McKeever. Oops, there we go. Junior number 24, Raheem Alcock. Junior number 27, Josh Mackey. And freshman number 28, Sebastian Da Silva. The goalkeeper for the Hurricanes tonight, senior number 23, Matthew Sherry. Head coach for the Hurricanes in his first season is Eric Crawford, and his assistant is Eric Shepard. Eric and Eric running things on the sidelines for the Canes. That's a quick passing by the Mountain Lions as they swing it here to the near side of the field. How do these two teams match up on paper? Coming in, it will be, in fact, a corner kick. There's a look at some of the season stats between the two schools coming into play tonight. Mountain Lions doubling the shots on goal of the Hurricanes while holding opponents to half of what GSW has allowed so far. Big discrepancy there. Header is up and off the back. Leading goal scorer for Young Harris is actually number 19, Sondre Olsen. 6 goals this season so far for Mr. Olsen. Keep an eye on number 19 for the Mountain Lions, a sophomore from Norway. moving in. They'll work on defense. We have to deal with our broadcast tower post here. There's a shot deflected off of Davison. Back it goes. Mountain Lions look to reset. Hurricanes will actually get it back. So what about these Mountain Lions? Well, our visitors today, little information on Young Harris College, located northern part of Georgia. Young Harris, Georgia, fitting. Coming off a win on Wednesday against Queens out of North Carolina. I mentioned their offensive efficiency and the pressure that they've put on opponents this year. They come in ranked second in all of NCAA Division II in shots per game and shots on goal per game. And Andreasen leads the Peach Belt Conference in both assists and shots. Andreasen number 9 for the Mountain Lions. So shots per game, actually I don't have that figure right in front of me. They've rattled off 167 shots. I have that number, of which 81 have been on goal. So there's a peek at the opponents for the Hurricanes tonight. Well, Hurricanes whistled for a foul, so a free kick coming up for Young Harris. All right, looks like we're ready to resume play here. The kick up, a missile, but over the top of the goal. Well, how about Georgia Southwestern? What's the Hurricane story been coming into play today? A little peek at Georgia Southwestern. Had a little bit of offense, I'd say, as well, and you want to keep your eye on Devin Moak, number 19. I already mentioned his name and number a little bit earlier. He is tied for third in the Peach Belt Conference with 5 goals this fall. Kellen O'Hara, number 17, is fourth in the Peach Belt, 22 shots. So GSW's got a few offensive weapons as well, but the Hurricanes have to break this historic trend that Young Harris has had their numbers. These teams have met 7 times in the existence of both programs, and all 7 have gone the way of Young Harris College. So GSW looking to crack into that win column for the first time in program history. Ball in from Davison will be knocked back out. The coach is vocal. Young Harris is on the left of your broadcast screen, right here under our broadcast tower, but to our left, and Of course, that would put Coach Crawford and company in your shot right there to the right of our broadcast tower. Hurricanes will put the ball down and a free kick here. Members of the GSW baseball team behind your shot there in the back of your shot. A few folks slowly trickling in to Hurricane Field, but a pretty quiet evening around campus. All around, it's been kind of a quiet weekend. Been a lot of stuff happening on campus, and now kind of a rare weekend. It was a busy week. Actually, the last 2 weeks have been very busy with activities and stuff for the students, fundraising, community initiatives. Been busy, but tonight a little bit quieter, and slowly folks trickling in as they see the lights are on and check it out on what's turned out to be the first hint of a fall season down here in southwest Georgia. Temperatures still were going to be in the upper 80s around kickoff, but air is just a little bit cooler. Sun wasn't quite as hot today, and finally, it's been a while since we've seen a raindrop down here, but at least there's a little bit of chill to the air, and it should feel real good tonight as the evening wears on. Young Harris patiently moving the ball around, waiting for the right opportunity to strike here and take a stab at the Hurricanes. Or their next attack anyway. Let's take a look. I'm going to pull the live stats up on my screen, see where we're at in this one. Whistle blows, foul on the Hurricanes. So another opportunity deep in their attacking zone to break through here. The Hurricanes defense has done a great job to hang tough so far. And we'll see what'll happen here. Get you a little tighter to the action as the Mountain Lions set things up. Perhaps our kick away. Sherry has to dive to his right. The follow-up will find the back of the net, and the Mountain Lions are on the board. Still 26-13 on the clock. Put that back up there. And Young Harris strikes first here. Sub coming in for Young Harris. It will be number 26. Substitution for Young Harris, number 26, Axel Utstrom checks in. We got to stop that clock. We'll reset it for you, get you a little bit closer to the action. 25. And we're back on track. There we go. Still waiting on the live stats. Was hard to see. His camera was kind of focusing right when the goal was scored to see what who that goal was credited to. So we'll wait for the live stats to come through. I know Young Harris is well aware of who punched it in, but I don't want to holler down to him when we're on the mic here. So we'll patiently wait for it to come through. But the Mountain Lions do in fact strike first on the attack again. This one softly in. The header misses. The follow-up kicked up in the air, and GSW will try to head it out of harm's way. The win against Queens on the 9th on Wednesday was actually snapped a 2-game losing streak, a rare skid for the Mountain Lions. Both were road matches. They lost 2-0 at Limestone on the 2nd to open the month of October, and then a conference loss 3-1 at USC Aiken that, again, was snapped with the win on Wednesday against Queens. Started the season out 4-0. Stumbled against Lenore-Rhine to go to 4-1. A win against North Greenville 5-1. The 2 losses again, Limestone at Aiken, and then the win against Queens got the Mountain Lions to where they're at now at 6-3. Georgia Southwestern opened the season with a win against Bruton Parker. Lively crowd on fireworks night there to open up the season. Lost 4 straight. Was shut out a couple of times during that stretch before winning 2 in a row. 6-2 over Talladega College and a 2-1 win to open the month of October at Southern Wesleyan. First road win of the season for the Hurricanes. Suffered a 2-0 loss last Saturday here against Clayton State, the first of 3 home matches. So now we're smack dab in the middle of our 3-match homestand, which will come to a close on Thursday night in a non-conference match, the final non-conference match of the season. Pensacola Christian, the opponent. Well, since Matthew Sherry's going to get the ball at this time, let's go ahead and take a look at our goalkeeper comparison. You see the stats for Alex Iglesias, the keeper for the Mountain Lions. Matthew Sherry, get back to the action here. Whistle blown. We'll just give us another chance to set up the Hurricanes. Will actually, it was a foul on Young Harris, Georgia Southwestern, about to set up for a free kick. Only the second start of the season for Matthew Sherry. O'Neal Lewis is out with a concussion. And we get back to the action. Long kick, and Iglesias will go for a slight jog, run it down, and bring it back into play. Should have O'Neal back perhaps as early as Thursday, but for sure on the trip to USC Aiken, I think is the hopeful return of Mr. Lewis to the lineup and back to the roster. Matthew did a good job to hold a potent Clayton State. They'll be up near the top of the Peach Belt when it's all said and done this season. Very talented and veteran team. Lots of older guys on the squad and guys that are finishing up their careers. So they've got some veteran leadership there and a lot of talent. And they're also very gifted offensively. So Hurricanes did a good job to come away on that one. Matthew was working hard to make that a 2-0 result for us. Just couldn't get anything going on the offensive end against the Lakers. They had a goal in each half to get to their 2. Shot up and wide. You saw the message change a little bit. Shameless plug for our social media outlets, starting with Twitter. Be sure to follow the Hurricanes in our department and Twitter, GSW Athletics. Hurricanes in the box, trying to make something happen. Turn, shot! And GSW will have their first corner kick of the evening. Mentioned it. Now it's even bigger and bolder and inside your mind. GSW Athletics, go ahead. If you're not already following us on Twitter, go ahead and get on board. If you're not a Twitter user, there's all kinds of social media platforms. We hope that you could at least follow us on one, but there's your Twitter, GSW Athletics. Real easy to remember. Let's see where the Hurricanes are at. We'll go back to that one. And the kick is away. Man is down. They'll stop the clock. 17:25 is actually on the match clock. Injured player down. And it looks like both teams may just take this as an opportunity for a hydration break as they check on the injured player. Georgia Southwestern player on the turf at the moment. Clock stop here in the first half. Give us an opportunity. We introduced you to both of the goalkeepers of tonight's matchup. Gives us a chance here at this point. Also take a look at some of the offensive leaders and the guys to keep an eye on through this one. We talked about a few of the fellas earlier. Now's another chance to take a look at some of their stats and where we stand in this one. Coming into play, points leaders for both teams. Seba Andreasen, 4 goals this season, but it's an impressive 5 assists that gets him up to the top of the points lead for the Mountain Lions. He comes into tonight's action with 15 shots on goal, 4 of which have gone in. And again, an impressive 5 assists for number 9 on the Mountain Lions. Divin Moak has been a spark plug for the Hurricanes offensively. While no assists, he does have 5 goals this season, and he's been efficient. Has only had 9 shots go on goal, of which 5 have found their way to the back of the net. 10 points for Divin Moak, the team leader in that category for Georgia Southwestern. Play resumes. And it looks like the... Oh. Oh, no, we're good. Oh, would help to start the clock, wouldn't it? My apologies. 16:50. Now we're back on track. Substitution for the Hurricanes. Number 20 will check in, Brian Zuniga. Hurricane substitution number 20 checking in for GSW, Brian Zuniga. You see O'Hara coming off. Play resumes. Mountain Lions on the far side, looking to bring it in. Ooh, collision, no whistle. Another quick give and go, sets it up. The flick, nope, just over the top of the crossbar. Kick is away. Going to stop the clock. Man, it's going to... All right. Nothing. Stop the clock. See what's going on here. Nice move to get around. Try to find a teammate inside the 18, but it'll get knocked away by the Hurricanes.
Second phase, Jordan. Push up, Axel. Push up. No outlet. No outlet. No outlet. Talk them through it, G. Talk them through it. Yazin, can we get involved? Yazin, can we get involved?
Hand up, kick is away. Just having a little trouble getting it back in focus there tonight. I apologize. Yeah, something with the lighting and the darkness kind of giving us a little grief on the focus. Continue to work on that for you guys that are watching our broadcast.
Keep on the ground, keep on the ground, keep on the ground. Yes, Yazin. Keep on the ground, keep on the ground.
Danny Fisher was credited, by the way, with the first goal of the match as I finally pull up my live stats feed here for you.
Come on, Danny, push up. Yeah, keep it moving. Well done, well done, well done. Well done.
Scored that in the 20th minute. Don't forget, fans, I mentioned all kinds of social media options for you. If you're a Facebook user, you can find us on Facebook as well. Become a fan of our page of the Hurricanes, GSW Hurricanes. A search for GSW Hurricanes will take you there, and you can follow along and get all the behind the scenes action, photos, all kinds of stuff. Kick is away.
Seba, flat-footed, son. Gotta get this moving.
Sherry getting some work here in the early going.
Seba, back in. Flat-footed. I want to see you on your toes.
Team comparison coming in, or at the moment here, at the last post,
Even you can't put that ball in on the ground.
13-1 in shots in favor of Young Harris. 2 of them have been on goal. One obviously between the pipes, our only goal of the match. It's been scored. Corner kicks was 1 apiece. This might be a little bit delayed. I think they just took the one.
Up and wide, up and wide, up and
Young Harris whistled for 1 offsides. GSW with 4 fouls. The visitors with 3. Bring it back over here to the near side.
Get close, Danny.
Bring it back a little bit. There we go. Just brought that throw in back up the line a little bit. Fighting in the corner. Buchanan kicks it up in the mile high in the air here. Waits for it to come down. Turn, kick. Ooh, just to the left of the post. Under 10 to go here in the opening half.
Got to change the environment centrally as opposed to in the outside. Keep it moving, it'll work, it'll work, it'll work, it'll work. Keep it moving, keep it moving. Good, good, good. It'll
You
work,
look up and
Danny.
down the Young Harris roster, and it's definitely has an international flair to it. As our sound music computer going to sleep on me. Corner kick coming up. Ooh, header just to the right. Good close call there. Good work for the Hurricanes to come out. Substitution coming up. Couple of subs for GSW. Number 11 and number 8. Nick Moody and Pedro Chung checking in for the Hurricanes. Georgia Southwestern substitutions checking into the match. Number 8, Pedro Chung. And number 11, Nick Moody. Ooh, that's trouble. Clock stopped at 6:06. Looks like it'll be Vanderplom taking the kick for Young Harris. The kick is up. Headed in. Ball bouncing around. The first feed inside was from Tucker, number 7. Substitution for Young Harris will be number 5. Ali Kohler. Georgia Southwestern, Young Harris substitution checking in as number 5, Ali Kohler. Ooh, diving effort by Sherry. On whistle blown, player down. No stoppage yet. They check. Thankfully able to back to his feet, able to shake it off. The injured player for Young Harris did not require any trainer's attention, which is good. And juked out our cameraman with that throw. Back underneath our broadcast tower. Check again for Young Harris is number 15, Tim Payne. Payne from Stockholm, Sweden. I was mentioning earlier the international flavor to the entire Young Harris roster as you look down, up and down the crew for Coach McKeever. Spain, Uruguay, France, France, Netherlands, Germany, Austria, New South Wales, Ireland, Norway, Denmark, Germany, Spain, Portugal, France, Sweden, Canada, Sweden, Norway, England, Georgia, Germany, England, Sweden, Tucker, Georgia, Texas, Mexico, and Madrid, Spain. Those the players and the homes of the players of the Mountain Lion roster, comprising the Mountain Lion roster.
Take a touch. Take 4 touches if you like. Come on, Anthony. Get your head up. Get your head up. That is over and done with now. Let's take it back.
Computer clock just a second or two behind the game clock right now as we're approaching actually 1:35 on the game clock. Foul on the Hurricanes. Inside. Sherry has to come up and get it. Andreasen was charging hard on that one. 1 minute remaining in the half. 1 minute.
Stay back, can we help him? Yes, and give him an option, give him an option. Turn and go and join, go and join, go and join. Go on, son. Get on! Lucky.
Crossing in. Ooh, missed both players. Here's the follow. Ooh, hard hit. Good. Oof. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Well, that'll do it for the first half. That'll do it for the first half of action here at Hurricane Field. The visiting Mountain Lions from Young Harris College holding a 1-0 lead. We'll get the field set up for our halftime activities. The ever-popular Two Dukes Barbecue Chipping Challenge coming your way here in just a few moments. Be ready to swing the golf club and see you could have a chance of winning a Two Dukes Barbecue College combo and a GSW Athletic Department t-shirt. Closest to the pin coming up here in just a moment. So as we get ready for our halftime activities, as I just mentioned to the folks in attendance, we'll let a few of our corporate partners have a word with you. We want to thank all of our corporate partners that show their support for GSW Athletics. You're going to, again, mention, have a chance to meet a few of them now. Thank you to Zaxby's. Thank you to Phoebe Sumter, our medical partner here in Americus, Synovus, the bank of here, Synovus, as well as we want to thank Citizens Bank of Americus and Magnolia Manor Senior Living, all proud corporate partners of Georgia Southwestern Athletics. So we'll mute it so we can play a little music here at the halftime break, get you a few commercials in, and we're just under 14 minutes. We'll be back. Set your timer, grab yourself something to eat, get yourself a snack, get yourself a drink. Come on back for the second half of action. Been exciting so far. Still a pretty tight match. 1-0 in favor of the visiting Mountain Lions. When we'll be back here for the second half, you're watching Georgia Southwestern State University men's soccer on the Surge Sports Network.
Zaxby's, there's nothing better than hand-breaded chicken, unless it's hand-breaded chicken with sauce. From sweet to savory, mild to wild, even that world-famous Zax sauce. Whatever you're craving, we've got the sauce at Zaxby's.
Here is where we're from. Here made us who we are. Here is where we learn relationships are worth more than dollars can measure. It's a value that grows over time, strengthens under pressure, and thrives when serving others. We're Synovus, And we're here for our community because we live here too. Synovus, the bank of here.
At Zaxby's, chicken and delicious go hand in hand, as in hand-breaded, hand-seasoned, and handmade to order. There's only one place you can get chicken like that: Zaxby's.
welcome back. Just about to get ready to kick off the second half of action here. The break has come to a close. You saw that slide on our Georgia Southwestern State University men's golfer Vincent Norman, and what a start to his senior campaign. The All-American has won both of the two tournaments that GSW has played in this fall, and it hasn't exactly been against the softest of competition. There was a handful of top 10 teams, top 13 teams in the last tournament. GSW coming in third place, and then they actually won the season opener as a team. So Georgia Southwestern has gotten off to a great start on the men's soccer side here in the fall season. Yeah, let's get that clock. I was a hair slow on it, so we will get it. About a second, half a second ahead right now, the match clock, but we're okay. Pretty darn close. Underway, second half of action. Thanks to everybody who's tuned in tonight, giving us a little bit of your Saturday evening and what's still been a tight match. Offensively, the numbers heavily in favor of the fellas in purple. But on the scoreboard, GSW's one break away, one counterattack away from having this thing evened up. See if we can pull up a look at some halftime statistics. Like, the feed in, the header. I know, and I like it when we jump in like that to try to get a nice tight shot, but our camera's just not playing nice tonight. Just not playing nice. So we'll try to keep the camera back a little bit farther away in case somebody's got that highlight reel shot waiting for them. Hopefully the fellas in white will put together one and we'll have it crystal clear. Just maybe a step farther away. There you go. Nice move in on that one. Oh, that's going to be trouble, and there comes a PK. Let's see. Did they stop the clock? Not yet. I'm surprised that. There he did. Referee stops it at 42:31. So the player that went down was Andreasen, the leading scorer. Will he get a chance to finish it off? Yes, he will. There's the whistle. And the goal. Penalty kick converted by number 9, Seva Andreasen. Quickly on the attack. This could be trouble. Sherry comes up and gets it. That's the 5th goal of the season for Andreasen.
Runs off his head of it. Sonny, come to him. Go on, Jordan.
Into the box, nice footwork getting around, but too many white jerseys will bring it back out. Here comes the feed. Hurricanes have it up in the air. The roller, ooh, just to the left. Iglesias will go fall on it. So Andreasen comes within 1 now of being the team leader Olsen in the goal category, but he will extend his points lead or take over the points lead. They were tied at 13. He's got 5 goals, 5 assists, so that's points 14 and 15. Perhaps you saw it pop up on your screen earlier, a few moments ago up top in our message center, but it's an even bigger and bolder message for you. GSW Hurricanes is how you can follow us on Instagram. Growing number of folks choosing Instagram as their social media platform of choice, and we're on there as well. You can find us at GSW Hurricanes. So it's pretty easy to remember. It's GSW Hurricanes on Facebook and Instagram. On Twitter and YouTube, we have to tweak it slightly to GSW Athletics. But we, again, if you're on following at least one of our social media platforms, take that leap. Get on board with the Hurricanes. 2-0 at the score. Just getting a few minutes into the second half of action here. A quick strike off the PK just a few moments ago gives Young Harris the 2-goal advantage. Here's the free kick. This one blasted up and over everything, so a goal kick coming up for the Hurricanes. I mentioned this is the second of 3 consecutive matches at home for the Hurricanes. The homestand comes to a close on Thursday evening. Final non-conference match of the season, Pensacola Christian is in town. And then it kind of alternates. They're on the road. GSW's at USC Aiken this weekend. Home against Francis Marion. At Lander. Home against Flagler. At North Georgia. So back and forth they go the rest of the way here in 2019. But we hope you could tune in. We'll have, of course, all of our broadcasts at home are here on the Surge Sports Network and our YouTube channel. So, again, I know we picked up 1 subscriber tonight. If you following the Hurricanes, go ahead and click that little white GSW logo that's in the bottom right corner of your screen, or depending on how you're watching tonight's match, perhaps it's the old red subscribe button. But become a subscriber, and then you can choose to get alerts. So you don't have to mark your calendar or tie a string around your finger. You can just make sure that you have set that option to subscribe to alerts, And we'll let you know when we've gone, or YouTube will let you know when we've gone live. We broadcast all of our home events, whether it's men's soccer, women's soccer, coming up to men's and women's basketball, about a month away from the start of the regular season, baseball, softball, as well as some GSW women's tennis, all on the docket for the Surge Sports Network for broadcasts this school year. So again, become one of our subscribers, and there'll be other videos that we'll put up there periodically through stuff, and we've got some feature stories on some of our student athletes and talks with Tina and our post-game show as well, all on our YouTube channel. So subscribe today. Hurricanes get a ball. Here comes O'Hara, but he's going to get run down and not have a chance to get there. Number 3, Trouillet, is the one that got there first for Young Harris. Throw-in coming for the Hurricanes down there in the corner.
Chrissy, you got to expect that, kiddo. You got to expect it.
Mac Attack 64, welcome aboard. Thanks for being a subscriber and a new subscriber of GSW Athletics. We hope you'll stick around. Appreciate it. Love to see us get to that 1,000 subscriber number here in the real near future. Hopefully at least before the end of the school year, and maybe before the end of the basketball season, as we pick up a few here and there throughout the season. And it's been the case here through all of our broadcasts. Couple here and there get on board.
Well done, Sondre. We see ya.
We're pretty excited, though. I know it's kind of on a side note, but we've always been doing this wirelessly at all of our outdoor events, so we have a few hiccups here and there, and we can't quite go as high on the bandwidth as we would like to. Pumping out our kilobytes per second and all that jazz, whatever that all means. But university committed to supporting athletics, and President Dr. Neil Weaver has made a point of it, making some improvements, not only in athletics, but campus-wide, of course, but athletics benefiting from a couple of projects, including the hardline, the Ethernet that's being run to soccer, which is almost done. They've pretty much pulled the wiring. We just got to get the final gadgets put in the cage and all plugged in and whatever they got to do, but that'll sure help us in a little bit in our, we've always been HD, but we can even go a little bit crisper and clearer. And broadcast coming up, hopefully still this season for soccer, for sure, baseball, softball. Hopefully the last few broadcasts of soccer will be even bigger and better and brighter for those viewing, since we'll have a hard line out here at our outdoor facilities. Just run into a little trouble with the wireless stuff, and you just never know when it's going to have a little hiccup, and did that a lot in the springtime, and that peace of mind of a nice steady signal. We haven't had any trouble in the fall yet, though, but again, you can only kind of go so hard with those wireless devices. Softball building, just as that ball floats to the far side of the field, you can see the softball complex. There's a dugout in your screen, but there was also the taller two-story building, the press box concession stand area behind home plate, just across the street, behind those bleachers. On the attack, here come the Mountain Lions. GSW defense able to withstand that punch, kicking a ball into the trees. Quick throw in, our baseball team on the coverage tonight, serving as our ball men, doing a good job. Keep the action moving here at Hurricane Field. Ooh, nice pass here. Ooh. Thought he might have a chance to turn. Now he does. The cross. Sherry's down on the ground. Ball's away. And O'Hara clears it out and going to try to let Moak run it down. There's a good ball there. Back. Ooh, far post. Quickly inside. Tucker out there for Young Harris will now bring it in. Gets past his one defender. Here comes the cross reaching for it. GSW kicks it away, and Moak this time was trying to get it out to O'Hara as they switched roles. Just nowhere to go, and quickly recovering every time it's been. Yeah, this Young Harris team, as the ball gets kicked away. And Young Harris quickly back on their side, and they're in that attacking zone. Foul's going to be whistled, and they puts it down quickly in a hurry. Here we go. Young Harris back in. GSW trying to catch the Hurricanes off guard. Quick pace of play. Young Harris wasting no time. This time they'll bring it here to the left side of the field. Still working it, spacing it out. Mills will bring it back to the middle now. Vanderplum will swing it. Little give and go perhaps. Nope, ball gets squirts away. This Young Harris team was ranked in the national coaches poll just as recently as September 30th. Young Harris at one point, number 2 in the country. That was back on September 24th, and they slipped down to 16 and then out of the poll on October 8th. United Soccer Coaches Top 25 NCAA Division II polls. Our next broadcast on the Surge Sports Network will also actually come on Wednesday evening. We've got some single game nights coming up. Wednesday's the women, Thursday's the men. So you get your soccer fill, multiple matches on the docket for this week. We got some subs coming in. Georgia Southwestern substitutions checking into the match for the Hurricanes. Number 21, Caleb Zolman, and number 20, Brian Zuniga. Hand is up for the Hurricanes. The kick, corner kick, over the front line of GSW and headed out by young Harris. Young Harris is without a midweek match coming up. Next up for the Mountain Lions will be a showdown with Lander. That'll be at the Young Harris College Soccer and Lacrosse Field. 1 week from tonight, another 7 o'clock start. So several days to recover and prepare for a meeting with the Bearcats. That's next up for young Harris. What do we got going on here for the guys? Just nothing. Thought maybe there was an injuries or stoppage, but no. Just a slight delay. Play resumes, and GSW whistle for the foul. Little physical contact, pushing and shoving, and young Harris will take a quick tap just inside the midfield circle. Squirt that one, and GSW will have an opportunity to kick away. The women have played several more conference matches at this point, but they have just that many more teams, and they got to fill out their schedule with a primarily heavy Peach Belt portion of their schedule. 12 teams, with the addition of Albany State on the women's side. While there's only 8 teams in the conference on the men's action. So everybody's got one match in. Clayton State, Lander, North Georgia, and USC Aiken were victorious in their first conference battles. On the flip side, Francis Marion, Young Harris, GSW, and Flagler in search of conference win number 1. Substitution for Young Harris coming in, as well as for Georgia Southwestern. Moody back in, and Tim Payne in for Young Harris. Payne, the sophomore, Stockholm, Sweden, and Moody, sophomore from White Plains, Georgia. Nick Moody's the one who had just checked in for Georgia Southwestern. There's the bio on him, a transfer from Georgia Military College. Well, the Hurricanes don't necessarily go particularly deep on their roster here, as they're still filling out. And Coach Crawford, nice cross, popped up and in. That one somehow found a way to bounce up and over and into the back of the net for Young Harris. That's an odd exchange there, reaching high and kicking it in Young Harris has now added to their lead. The clock is actually stopped with 21:43 on the clock. And Young Harris with a comfortable cushion now and a final 21:43 to play. (27-1) is the shot tally in this one. 6 on goal for Young Harris. So there was a reason why they're number 2 in the country in shots. And they're actually on shots on goal or average per game as well. Corner kicks 4-2 in favor of Young Harris. 2 offsides whistled on the Mountain Lions, none for GSW. The fouls heavily on the side of the home team. GSW has committed 13 fouls. Young Harris 5 they've been whistled for. No yellow cards, no reds yet in this one. You know, it's funny because for those that have been watching throughout the season, you know, we've had a couple of nights where we've grilled out and we've had tailgating and the street's been shut down. That's right behind those bleachers. And I speak of the aroma from the grill, and you folks at home don't get a chance to obviously take a whiff through your computer or phone or tablet or whatever. They stopped the clock at 19:58. So we'll change that. Yeah. But tonight is one night where it's good to not be able to smell the aroma of Hurricane Field. I don't know what cow pasture or farm or barnyard is drifting the sweet smell of manure this way, but whew, it is a pungent smell in the air tonight. Just here after the halftime break, so a little night action. So be happy and grateful that you can just sit there and enjoy this from wherever you may be that is not currently Hurricane Field. Hasn't apparently driven off any of our fans, though, as you see still a few folks there peppered around the berm. I think wraps around the outside of the pitch here at Hurricane Field. We've been talking all night about how you can check with us on social media. While they're checking on the injured player, we'll just take a slide and throw it up on your screen so it smacks you right in the face. Again, we would hope that if you're not following us on at least one platform, catch up with us on your favorite. Good stuff, pictures, videos, first breaking news usually comes through all of our social media stuff versus the website. We do have that as well at gswcanes.com. There's a peek for you, and we'll step away for just a moment, hear from the microphone. Quick, the student athletes are all hydrating. Give me a chance to hydrate as well. So I'm going to mute it for just a moment. We'll be back with you here. Injury timeout, hydration break here on the Surge Sports Network. We'll be back in a moment. Young Harris leads 3-0. All right, back to the field we go. And that's rough to see. It looks like it's Kellen O'Hara who's coming off the field. Not putting any weight on that left foot. Coach Crawford having a little word with the guys and trying to keep them sharp and motivated to come out strong for the final, well, basically the final 20 minutes of this one. How about a look around the Peach Belt Conference tonight? Who's been playing? Who's going on? What's going on out there tonight? Oh, it's a small schedule. How you'd say that? Light schedule. There you go. Light schedule in the Peach Belt Conference tonight. Lynn is at Clayton State. They played this afternoon at 3:30. Peach Belt Conference action. Flaglers at Francis Marion. That was a 6 o'clock start. As we get the clock rolling. I'm going to catch up to him here. And USC Aiken is at Lander. They started when we did. 7 o'clock was their start time. Overall, Clayton State is 7-2. Lander 5-1-2. North Georgia 4-5-1. USC Aiken 2-4. Those are the teams that are undefeated in their one game in conference action. On the flip side, the bottom four in this conference standings, still some pretty good records out there. Francis Marion 5-2-1. Young Harris 6-3, as we mentioned. GSW's 3-5, and Flagler is 1-8-1. Whistle blown. This foul will be on the folks in purple. Don't forget the post-match show. Talks with Tina. We'll be up. We'll go off the air for a few minutes, give the coach a chance to talk to the players. And we'll bring up one of the guys as well as Coach Crawford for his take and insight on tonight's matchup. Again, our post-match show right here on our YouTube channel, GSW Athletics and the Surge Sports Network. So stick around. Again, we'll go off the air, but you won't really have to do anything. We should pop back in. That one, hard shot to the right of the pipe. Another near miss for the Hurricanes. Thankfully to keep this a 3-goal differential. Yeah, but Talks with Tina will be coming up. Again, we go off the air, but you just leave that browser window open, and we should spin right back up. That wheel will start spinning, and we'll come right back up. Otherwise, again, if you're a subscriber, you can get alerts of when we are live. Talks with Tina post-game show coming up after tonight's match. I was talking about earlier, not a lot of depth, not a particularly large roster. And so a lot of guys have been asked to, injuries here and there, which is expected, and it happens to every team. But a lot of guys have been asked to play a lot of minutes, and we'll show you some of the leaders in that category here over the final 15 minutes and pepper in some stats for you to chew on. All of which will be reflective of the stats of these guys coming in to play tonight. Another shot, chance to fire up. We'll bring it back over. Here comes the cross off the stomach or chest and kicked around. Charges through, left-footed shot, deflected and up, kicked in the air. Another mile-high shot. So about 700, keep in mind, about 740 total minutes possible for the Hurricanes to have played so far this season. 740 minutes if they were maxed out and had played every minute. who leads the Hurricanes in time on the pitch? Care to take a stab? Well, we'll fill you in here as we wait to see what happens on this exchange. Off the deflection, should be a corner kick coming up for Young Harris. Sub coming in. Multiple substitutions coming in for Young Harris at this time. 2, 21, and 26. Gutierrez. Federico Gutierrez is number 2, number 26. Axel Udstrom. Was that other one? Oh, what was the other one? 21, right? 21 was the other player that came in, Evan Wyndham from White County High School in Georgia, freshman, if that was right. Yeah, there he is. He's going to actually go run this ball down for the throw-in. They'll get the Young Harris player for holding the jersey of Buchanan on that turn. So 7 out of 740 minutes. Cole Davison is the team leader. The freshman has played 694 of those minutes coming in to play today. Started all of the games. Even had a chance to get a couple shots on goal, even though that's not his primary responsibility. But Cole Davison up there. Not far behind him, Raheem Elcock has 685 of the 740 minutes that he's seen on the pitch, so he has not exactly come out for a breather all too often. Started all but one match back there on the defensive end. Another player with a good chunk of minutes, third on the team. I mentioned it just a moment ago. Flying is Sherry as the flick goes to the left of the post. Rashad Buchanan, number 7, another defender back there. You see him in the middle of your screen. He's got this is the red or the orange shoes on, red shoes. Buchanan, 675 minutes, has started all the matches so far this season. A couple of shots on goal as well, even though, again, playing on the back line, not something he's going to see all too often. Another young gun for the Hurricanes, Sebastian Da Silva, 671 minutes. So that'll peek at some of the team leaders or those near the top in minutes played for Georgia Southwestern so far this season. Been asked to do a lot and hasn't come off the pitch a whole lot. None of those guys that we just mentioned and rattled off for you there. As time continues to tick closer to this one, and the visiting Mountain Lions securing their first Peach Belt Conference win of the season. Lady Hurricanes suffering a tough 1-0 loss at Francis Marion this afternoon, a 4 o'clock start. Davison there, I just mentioned he doesn't come out much. He is going to get a quick breather here. Or perhaps given the status of the game, we'll see if Cole comes back in at all tonight. Austin Martinez checks in. Austin Martinez. Let's get you a little bit of information. Young man that just checked in for the Hurricanes is number 10, Austin Martinez from Palmetto, Florida. See him on the left side of your screen there, walking away. Lakewood Ranch High School. Austin Martinez now in. Oof. Good try just to the right of the goal for Zuniga. Nice flick. There's the shot. Whew. That was a good exchange and a good look. Yeah, that was good. So Young Harris, here's the stat I was looking for. Young Harris, mentioned that a couple times there, leading Division II shots per game average is 18.6. So they are well over that. Shots on goal, I don't have a shots on goal per game average, however. But they have eclipsed that average, so they will not hurt their standing, I wouldn't think, anywhere there at the top of Division II with this tonight's performance. Well, the penalty kick early in the second half was kind of a tough one to swallow for the Hurricanes. The right call, and that's not the point, but it was just that quick strike at the start of the second half. GSW out with a little energy, and quickly found themselves down again. Here comes Zuniga on the far side. He'll try to get it back into Moak. Moak with the right foot. The shot deflected up. Save made. Great scoring opportunity for the Hurricanes there, but Iglesias punches it up and punches it away to preserve his shutout so far. Still got to go 5.5. A good look from Moak. The good news, folks, the wind has shifted. The smell, pretty much all but disappeared. As you can join me in a sniff. No joking matter here, however. Those an injured player is down for the Hurricanes. Athletic trainer Bryce Lawson checking on the injured player, number 22, Sean McKeever. McKeever at least walking off on his own power, which is good, and looks like he might just be okay after all of this, which is great to see. And I will go back and stop the clock and restart it for you. Time on the clock is currently 4:45. Here we go. Clock is back in sync with a scoreboard. The official time here. Point leader coming into play, well, at current moment, without this game being processed yet, current point leader, if you're on the peachbelt.com or peachbeltconference.org website, it is Ryan King from Clayton State. Ryan King with 16 points. Andreasen will now move into second place by himself at 15. Teammate Sondre Olsen is at 13, as well as Dan McGuire from Flagler. Goals scored, King is the leader with 7. Olsen has 6. Devin Moak 5. Donovan Odier, I'm sorry. That's not an L. 5, as well as Brad Kay from Clayton State with 5. Andreasen has the 5 assists. I talked about that earlier, him in the conference leader. He's currently tied with Dan McGuire in that category. Shot leader was Andreasen coming into play tonight with 28. That number should go up. Goals against average, Maximiliano Rocco from Francis Marion is a 0.48. Young Harris keeper Alex Iglesias is at 1.06, which put him at 4th place. The Clayton State keeper, Theo, oh, that's in there. He curled that one in. Nice shot off of that kick. We can stop the clock, set the goal. Another goal scored by Young Harris will add it to their lead. The time on the official match clock is 2:20, so we'll put that back. Another goal by the Mountain Lions. That curled in nicely. A beautiful kick by Young Harris there. one for the highlight reels for Mountain Lions. And Mr. Michael, be sure to get you that information following tonight's broadcast when we go off the air. Mr. McKetchin. Despite having sat out 2 matches now in a row, O'Neill Lewis is still 4th in the PBC in saves that he's had to make this season. His number 32. Now that might change a little bit with some more of the action being completed tonight. Under 2 minutes to go in this one. I think it's safe to go ahead and update that, as Young Harris with the win will improve to 7-3. So we'll go ahead and update those numbers for you here as the final minute of play comes. Young Harris with the win will be 7-3 overall. 1-1 in Peach Belt Conference play. GSW 3-6 now, and 0-2 in the PBC. 1 minute remaining in the match. 1 minute. Again, a non-conference match with Pensacola Christian back here on Thursday. 7 o'clock start time. Next up for the Hurricanes before they'll close out the rest of the season with a steady diet of PBC play. I mentioned Young Harris. No midweek match for them. They're off until Saturday when they'll prepare, as they prepare for the Lander University Bearcats coming to town. Final countdown in this one. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Folks, that'll do it for tonight's match. We thank you for coming out and supporting Georgia Southwestern State University men's soccer. The Hurricanes are back home on Thursday evening. A Thursday match, final non-conference match of the season as they entertain Pensacola Christian. 7 o'clock is the start time on Thursday night to round out this 3-match homestand. Again, the next home match is Thursday at 7 p.m. We hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thanks again. All your post-match wrap-up stuff is available on our website, gswcanes.com. And don't forget to tune into our YouTube channel, GSW Athletics, either live in just a few moments or catch the replay of our post-match show, Talks with Tina, coming up from the tower here in just a few moments. Wherever you are traveling this evening, we hope you get there safely, and we look forward to seeing you back here on Thursday night. So that'll do it in this one. Again, Young Harris, as you can see, improves to 7-3 overall. The Mountain Lions now will take a 2-match winning streak into their tilt with Lander on Saturday. Georgia Southwestern suffers its 2nd consecutive loss. The Hurricanes will look to shake that off and get back in the win column on Thursday night when they host Pensacola Christian. Thanks for tuning in. Again, we're going to go off the air for just a few moments, and then we'll be back live with our post-match show, Talks with Tina, coming up from here from the Media Tower at Hurricane Field. We hope you'll join us back there, or if nothing else, you can catch a replay of the post-match show on our YouTube channel a little bit later this evening if you can't catch the live edition. 4-0 your final. Young Harris gets the road win. The Hurricanes will regroup. Come back Thursday night. We hope to see you then. Thanks for tuning in tonight. You've been watching Peach Belt Conference men's soccer action. Georgia Southwestern State University right here on the Surge Sports Network.